Hi viewers, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you a coin that has been surrounded by whispers, shocking claims, and even million-dollar rumors. Yes, you heard me right. Some people online say that the 1972 Eisenhower dollar could be worth millions of dollars. Imagine that for a moment, a coin you might stumble upon in your pocket change, or one tucked away in a dusty coin jar at home, suddenly transforming you into a millionaire overnight. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But is it really? Could this coin actually be hiding a secret fortune? Stay with me until the very end of this video, because I'm going to reveal the entire truth, from its design and history, to its varieties and real values, and finally, I'll expose the reality of those million-dollar rumors. Trust me, you'll want to watch closely, because the story of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is much more fascinating than most people realize. Now, let's begin where it all started. The Eisenhower dollar was first issued in 1971, after years without a circulating dollar coin in the United States. The last circulating dollar was the peace dollar, which ended in 1935. For decades after that, Americans didn't see a dollar coin in circulation. Then came 1969, and the United States was celebrating one of its greatest achievements, the Apollo 11 moon landing. At the same time, former President Dwight D. Eisenhower had recently passed away in 1969. It was clear to Congress and the U.S. Mint that the next dollar coin should honor both of these monumental moments in American history. And so, the Eisenhower dollar was born. The man behind the design was Frank Gasparro, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. On the obverse, or the front of the coin, he created a strong, dignified left-facing portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower. Around the top is the word Liberty, and tucked beneath Eisenhower's chin is the motto, "In God We Trust." The date appears at the bottom, and just below Eisenhower's neck is the mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mint mark at all if it was struck in Philadelphia. The portrait of Eisenhower was meant to symbolize both his role as a military leader during World War II and his time as a president who guided America through the 1950s. But the reverse of the coin is where the design becomes legendary. Gasparro chose the Apollo 11 mission insignia as the central image. Picture this, an eagle descending onto the surface of the moon, wings spread, clutching an olive branch in its talons. Above it hovers planet Earth, visible in the background. Around the design are 13 stars, symbolizing the original American colonies, and inscriptions that read, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and of course, $1. It was the perfect blend of honoring Eisenhower while also paying tribute to mankind's first steps on the moon. But here's where the story takes a turn. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar has a secret that only collectors know about. It comes in 3 different reverse types. Yes, not all $1,972 are the same. Type 1. This reused the 1971 reverse design. The globe looks flat, and the islands of the Caribbean are poorly defined. Type 2. Now this is the one you want to pay attention to. In the Type 2 variety, the Earth is much flatter, and the islands, like Cuba, Jamaica, and the Caribbean, are missing or almost invisible. This mistake only came from the Philadelphia Mint, and very few were made compared to the other types. It's the rarest, and collectors hunt for it like treasure. Type 3. This was the corrected design, showing a more accurate and detailed Earth with clearly defined islands. So, what does that mean for you? It means if you find a 1972 Eisenhower dollar, it could be common, or it could be the rare Type 2, which is far more valuable. Let's talk about the values. Most 1972 Eisenhower dollars that you find in circulation today are only worth between $1 and $5, depending on condition. Even uncirculated examples often sell for $10 to $20. If you're lucky enough to have a beautiful mint state coin, maybe it's worth $50. But here's the exciting part. The rare Type 2 variety can bring in serious money. A circulated Type 2 might still fetch $50 or $100. In uncirculated grades, they can reach into the hundreds. And in top condition, graded by a service like PCGS or NGC as MS66 or MS67, they can sell for thousands. In fact, auction records show that some pristine examples have sold for over $5,000. That's an incredible return on a coin that originally cost just $1. But here's where we have to clear the air. Because by now, you might be wondering, what about those million-dollar rumors? Could this really be the lucky coin that turns an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight? The truth is, Number 1972 Eisenhower Dollar has ever sold for anything close to $1 million. Those claims you see floating around online are nothing more than exaggerated rumors, misunderstandings, or sometimes just clickbait meant to get attention. It's true that this coin can be valuable, especially the Type 2, but valuable in the world of coin collecting usually means hundreds or thousands, not millions. So let's put it plainly. The maximum value for the 1972 Eisenhower Dollar in today's market is in the thousands, not the millions. The real treasure here isn't about a wild payday, but about the history, the design, and the thrill of knowing whether you have a rare variety in your collection. Now let's imagine this. You open an old drawer, shuffle through some coins, and there it is, a 1972 Eisenhower Dollar. At first glance, you think it's just an ordinary dollar. But then you notice the details. You look closer at the Earth on the reverse. Wait a second, are the islands missing? Could this be the rare Type 2? That moment of discovery, that rush of excitement, that's what coin collecting is all about. And if it turns out you do have the rare variety, you might not be a millionaire, but you could definitely be holding something worth hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. So the shocking truth revealed is this. The 1972 Eisenhower Dollar is not a $1 million coin. But it is a coin with history, character, and mystery. It's a coin that honors a president and celebrates humanity's journey to the moon. And above all, it's a coin that keeps collectors searching, hoping, and discovering. So the next time you come across a 1972 Eisenhower Dollar, don't just spend it. Take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding the rare and valuable Type 2 variety.